Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin momentarily. I would like to take this opportunity to ask you to please find your seats and silence your cell phones. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Commanding Officer, Officer Training Command Newport, welcome to the graduation ceremony for Officer Candidate School Class 0320, consisting of 92 candidates. Guests are encouraged to take photographs from the viewing area at any time during the ceremony, except during the playing of the national anthem. The order of events for today's ceremony is as follows. At 10:30, Captain Nicholson, United States Navy, Commanding Officer, Officer Training Command Newport, and Rear Admiral Frank D. Whitworth, Director for Intelligence, Joint Staff, the guest of honor for today's ceremony, will arrive. Guests will be asked to rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem and invocation. The Commanding Officer and guest of honor will address the graduating class, and the class will receive the oath of office by the guest of honor. The graduates will then be recognized through the presentation of their commission by the commanding officer and the guest of honor. Guests will be asked to rise for the playing of the service songs and the final dismissal. Again, allow me to emphasize that you are encouraged to take photographs during this ceremony with the exception of the playing of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem and the invocation. Officer Training Command Newport, arriving. Rear Admiral, United States Navy, arriving. Ladies and gentlemen, Chaplain Sutpin will now offer the invocation.
Let us pray. Eternal Father, we come to you in prayer as our first and highest duty, offering our grateful praise for your abundant goodness. Make us aware of your presence and be known among us as the author of strength, mercy, and joy. The character of Class 0320 has been established through suffering and toil. They have been tested and found worthy. May this be no transitory state. May they be known while they serve throughout their lives and long after for their consummate integrity. What they have gained in knowledge and physical strength, match for them now in spiritual will to accomplish far greater things in service to the fleet, the nation, and the world. And may they always recall fondly their formative moments on these grounds. Bless each member of this class team by the measure of what they have generously given. Let them be encouraged by the continued success of these new ensigns. Guide us to honor those united in applause today and the many more they represent joining us from around the world, all of whom are active in the course of events that lead us to this celebration. Faithfully we offer these prayers to you, O God, our refuge and shield. Bless those who go forth to stand the watch. May all here gathered find ourselves daily restored, confirmed, strengthened, and established by your mighty hand. In your holy name, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Mark Nicholson, Commanding Officer, Officer Training Command, Newport.
Admiral Whitworth, captains, colonels, distinguished guests, family members, friends, and most importantly, soon-to-be commissioned ensigns of Class 0320. Good morning. Good morning, sir. I'd like to start off by formally thanking and recognizing the members of Navy Band Northeast. Thank you very much, shipmates, for your patriotic music. If you don't mind, just please give me a round of applause in recognition of Navy Band Northeast. My sincere honor and privilege to be with all of you this morning, to recognize and celebrate the achievement of these 92 young men and women sitting in front of me. America's very best and brightest, as they are commissioned as the newest ensigns in the United States Navy. For the families, I want to thank you not only for making the long trip to be here this morning, but for the accomplishments of your sons and daughters, husbands and wives, brothers and sisters. Your love and support have helped produce the quality individuals seated here and enabled our outstanding team of recruit division commanders, drill instructors, and class officers to further develop them morally, mentally, and physically into future leaders of character and competence. On behalf of the Navy and on behalf of a grateful nation, thank you for your efforts. For Class 0320, the profession of naval officers, like the medical and law professions, requires its members to take an oath. In just a few minutes, your parents, spouses, and loved ones, along with the OTC staff and myself, will bear witness as you raise your right hand and swear a sacred oath to support and defend the Constitution. This oath carries far more obligations than privileges. It carries the obligation to serve in the most trusted institution in America. According to Gallup polls that stretch back for more than a decade, the American people trust the military more than any other institution. A list that includes Supreme Court, Congress, organized religion, police, public schools, our medical system, and our criminal justice system. It is up to you to maintain this trust. As George Washington once stated in an address to the officers of the Virginia Regiment, remember that it is the actions and not the commission that make the officer. There's more expected from him or her than the title. As an officer, you will lead and mentor what is truly one of our most valuable national assets, the enlisted men and women of our Navy. The American people are trusting you to care for and lead them in defending our Constitution. I challenge each and every one of you to maintain and build upon the American people's trust through your actions as a naval officer. I'm extremely proud of the effort you've expended over the last several months. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome all of you as naval officers into the wardroom of the world's greatest Navy. I have another honor and privilege this morning, that of introducing our guest speaker, Rear Admiral Frank Whitworth. His extensive bio can be found in your programs, but I'll hit a few highlights. He was commissioned as an intelligence officer in 1989 from Duke University and holds a master's degree from Georgetown University, as well as a diploma from the Naval War College. His command tours include Commander of Central Command's Joint Intelligence Center, Commanding Officer of the Navy Element of U.S. Central Command, and the Kennedy Irregular Warfare Center. Currently, he is the Director for Intelligence on the Joint Staff. Please join me in welcoming this morning's guest speaker, Rear Admiral Frank Whitworth.
Thank you, and I appreciate your kind words, and I appreciate this invitation. Good morning. Good morning, sir. I love that. I got to tell you, this is such a thrill. I'm going to just go off script for just a second and tell you that I'm here not only on behalf of myself, but really the Whitworth family. So my wife, Amy Whitworth, sat in these very seats 30 years ago, almost to the day. There is almost always a ceremony right before Thanksgiving, and so when she heard that this kind invitation was extended, we became quite emotional, frankly, and nostalgic. She wishes she could be here, but she's bringing all the kids in as we speak, and I know everybody's got plans themselves for Thanksgiving. So this means a lot. I'm here on behalf of a family, a grateful family. I'm Trey Whitworth, and even though I serve as the director for intelligence for the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Milley, and he extends his best and his congratulations to you. And even though I serve with multiple general and flag officers on the Joint Staff, and even though there are multiple adversaries and enemies of the United States across the globe that require constant attention and analysis, there is absolutely nothing more important than addressing this important forum here in Newport, Rhode Island. There is nothing more important than thanking you for accepting the solemn oath to the Constitution, an oath to a concept that has stood the test of time and continues to get better by the day. There is nothing more important than thanking your families and friends on whom you have relied and will continue to rely for support in this endeavor. And there is nothing more important than taking just a few minutes for reflection on two journeys, a journey already well taken and an exciting journey just beginning. Let me explain. We'll begin with the journey well taken. As I reviewed the names and hometowns of the 92 American Hard Chargers who comprise OCS Class 0320, I couldn't help but envision the stories and motivations behind each of your decisions to pursue this noble profession. In the age-old debate between nature and nurture, some will profess they were, quote, born to be naval officers, unquote, and that's certainly impressive when it's true. But I dare say the majority of you will pin responsibility on the way you were reared, citing family members or family figures and the example they set for you, the way they prioritized you, your growth, your improvement, the way they found time for causes and likely the way they found time for citizenship, demonstrating commitment to your school, community, and of course, your country. Some of you chose to serve the United States well before your decision to pursue a commission, and you enlisted, serving your nation in faraway places, sometimes in combat zones, and yet you decided to continue your service in uniform, taking a slightly different oath and accepting this next level of responsibility. No matter what your story, no matter how you finally got here to Officer Candidate School, our nation, our Chief of Naval Operations, our Navy is grateful for your decision and for the people who helped you along the way. And here you are, having completed the training, having demonstrated your readiness to become a commissioned officer of the United States Navy, a fitting culmination of this first journey. Now, let's focus on the journey yet to be realized. And this is the part that will get particularly exciting. Your class team, Lieutenant King, Lieutenant Stamatis, Senior Chief Emerson, Chief Cordero, and Staff Sergeant Kimmel, they wouldn't let you leave this place unless you had demonstrated your readiness to excel at this next journey, to take care of your shipmates, and to help our Navy achieve its warfighting readiness for the cause of freedom. On behalf of a grateful nation and Navy, I'd like to specifically thank your class team for stepping up and investing in your readiness as leaders. As you step out on this next journey, I wouldn't be a proper senior officer if I didn't offer a few pieces of advice and maybe a story or two based on nearly 31 years of experience. Advice number one. There are basically three kinds of leaders. The hard-nosed leader, you know exactly where you stand with the hard-nosed leader. The passive leader, who's kind of calm, but hard to tell if he or she has a pulse or is connected. And then the grateful leader, the one who focuses almost entirely upon others who generated the outcome, often thanks to their own initiative and creativity. So let me just skip right to the bottom line on this one. Just be grateful. Just be grateful. It will always be the right approach. Piece of advice number two. You are always making an impression. I'm going to go off script. I'm going to just tell you a quick story about making an impression to prove this is true. Almost 30 years ago, as a newly commissioned officer, I was assigned to Incirlik, Turkey. It's a two-person detachment representing Combined Task Force 60, basically the carrier strike force that we have in the Mediterranean. And I was assigned with a gentleman who was the XO of a fighter attack squadron. His name was Bill Gortney, Commander Bill Gortney. He was the executive officer. We were a two-man team. We worked so hard. I can recall one day when he was gone, and I had one mission, and that was to take a team of Marines back to their CH-53. They had been in Incirlik to take care of another helicopter. Their mission was over. I took them to that 53. It was turning at the time. I told a corporal, who was their comms leader, I said, I'll go back and call the ship, let them know that you're coming on the sat phone. He said, that won't be necessary, with a smile. And he popped out, and within 30 seconds, he had a satellite link. 30 years ago, that was a big deal. We were both pretty energized by that. It was deafening. It was so loud. But I called the amphib that they were going to go hit in the middle of the Mediterranean. And I told them that they were on their way, and they said, stand by, we've got a new mission. And the question was asked of me, can this team, this helicopter, go pick up someone from the USNS Leroy Grumman that was underway? Someone's had a heart attack. We need to get them to a hospital, and Incirlik looks to be the best bet. Now, put yourself in the situation. I was in your seats, basically, philosophically, within a year and a half, 2 years of where you are right now. And there's nowhere to turn. It's deafening. It's time to make a decision. So after a few reflections on all the things that you've been doing, frankly, developing your leadership skills, developing your decisiveness, taking stock of the situation, and yes, a few small fuel calculations at the same time, what do you think I said? Absolutely, we're sending this helo on this mission. Went in, briefed the pilots, gave them a quick vector, they were good to go. They knew they wanted this mission, and off they went. That's going to be you. And I want to impress that upon your parents and your loved ones who are here as well. These are serious things you're about to embark on. So back to the first impression and the impression that can last. So that individual became a 4-star. Bill Gortney, my partner, the man I worked for, became a 4-star. 21 years later, and this is after many, many deployments. This is after we've had 9/11 and all sorts of things happening to our country. I haven't had an opportunity to reach out to Commander Gortney, Captain Gortney, Rear Admiral Gortney, and on, as he became Vice Admiral Gortney. I hadn't even talked to him. But I'm in Afghanistan. I was in command. I was checking on some of our people who were in Oruzgan province. I came back to Kandahar, where we had some communications, and my email was lighting up as the detailer was saying, you need to call me. Absolutely, you got to call me. I called him. He said, hey, I don't know what your relationship is with Vice Admiral Gortney, the commander of 5th Fleet, but you're going to be his director of intelligence. That's the power of an impression. You always make an impression. So how do you make a name for yourself when you're in the midst of that? When you're trying to make an impression? I'm going to surprise you here. I'm going to reflect on some words from Vice Admiral Fox, another mentor of mine, who recalls a story, and this is an aviation story, where a couple of nuggets who were new to a strike group came up to the air boss, a salty old guy, and they said to him, hey, air boss, how do you make an impression? He said, you want to make an impression? Get to your plane on time, thorough debrief, get to your objective on time, drop your bombs on time, come back, do it again, do it again, do it again. Do that after a whole deployment, you'll make an impression. The bottom line here, make it look easy. Seek repeatability. Seek dependability. Exclude drama. Find tactful, constructive, and clever humor. Prop up your teammates and subordinates. And above all, be humble. Final piece of advice. Never pass up the opportunity to repeat the oath, the same oath we're about to utter this morning. Quick story. Novorossiysk, 1998. I'm with the 6th Fleet. We're underway. We've got the Black Sea, we've got Russia in the background. It's an absolutely beautiful day. And I'm being promoted from 04, which for everybody here is from lieutenant to lieutenant commander. It's an important day. We're on board the USS LaSalle. And the commander of the 6th Fleet was a rather interesting individual who didn't put much stock into ceremony, and technically speaking, you're not really required to say the oath. He came out on deck, he shook hands, and he bolted. And I thought to myself, I was standing with a SEAL officer, who's a very good friend of mine, Todd Seneff, now retired Captain Todd Seneff. I thought to myself, that's a little odd, but I'm so happy that this is happening. We're just going to shake hands and be happy that we're with our shipmates. And as everyone proceeded through the line, I noticed at the very end was a colonel in the Marine Corps who intentionally was waiting until everybody was gone. And it was just the three of us. which is when he asks us to stand at attention and repeat the oath. So meaningful. Officers of Class 0320, thank you for the privilege of witnessing the culmination of your first journey, the beginning of your next journey, and for the honor of repeating the oath with you in front of your loved ones to whom we owe so much. I charge you to be grateful leaders. I charge you to reconcile humility with an aggressive warrior's ethos. And I cannot wait to serve with you in the world's finest Navy. Wishing you all Godspeed and the happiest of Thanksgivings. I give thanks for you all. Thank you.
The graduating class will now receive the oath of office. Would all military personnel in uniform please come to the position of attention? Class 0320, raise your right hand.
I state your name. Having been appointed an ensign in the United States Navy, do hereby accept such appointment, and do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The graduates assembled now be recognized by the commanding officer and guest of honor for their achievements while undergoing training here at Officer Training Command, Newport. Ensign Antonetti. Ensign Antonetti has been designated a student naval aviator and will be assigned to aviation pre-flight indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Antonetti is a graduate of the University of Miami. Ensign Abar Pimentel. Ensign Abar Pimentel has been designated a surface warfare officer and will be assigned to USS John Finn, DDG 113 in San Diego, California. Ensign Abar Pimentel is a graduate of DeVry University of New York. Ensign Bloodgood. Ensign Bloodgood has been designated a student naval aviator and will be assigned to aviation pre-flight indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Bloodgood is a graduate of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Ensign Bramble. Ensign Bramble has been designated a student naval aviator and will be assigned to aviation pre-flight indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Bramble is a graduate of the University of California, Davis. Ensign Kennedy. Ensign Kennedy has been designated a surface warfare officer and will be assigned to USS Arleigh Burke, DDG 51 in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Kennedy is a graduate of American Military University. Ensign Carroll. Ensign Carroll has been designated a student naval aviator and will be assigned to aviation pre-flight indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Carroll is a graduate of the University of Washington. Ensign Castro. Ensign Castro has been designated an Aerospace Maintenance Duty Officer and will be reporting to HSC 8 in San Diego, California. Ensign Castro is a graduate of Arizona State University. Ensign Eastridge. Ensign Eastridge has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Sterett, DDG 104, in San Diego, California. Ensign Eastridge is a graduate of California State University, Fresno. Ensign Fitzpatrick. Ensign Fitzpatrick has been designated a Student Naval Flight Officer and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Fitzpatrick is a graduate of the University of San Diego. Ensign Freeman. Ensign Freeman has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Kidd, DDG 100, in Everett, Washington. Ensign Freeman is a graduate of Liberty University. Ensign Gilliland. Ensign Gilliland has been designated a Naval Intelligence Officer and will be assigned to Naval Intelligence Officer Basic Course in Dam Neck, Virginia. Ensign Gilliland is a graduate of Texas A&M University. Ensign Gleason. Ensign Gleason has been designated a Nuclear Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Spruance, DDG 111, in San Diego, California. Ensign Gleason is a graduate of Thomas Edison State University. Ensign Grant. Ensign Grant has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Grant is a graduate of the University of Miami, Florida. Ensign Grant is a distinguished naval graduate. Ensign Hanlon. Ensign Hanlon has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Winston Churchill, DDG 81, in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Hanlon is a graduate of Indiana University, Bloomington. Ensign Hill. Ensign Hill has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Hill is a graduate of Texas A&M University. Ensign Herft. Ensign Herft has been designated a Student Naval Flight Officer and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Herft is a graduate of the University of West Florida. Ensign Kim. Ensign Kim has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Stockdale, DDG 106, in San Diego, California. Ensign Kim is a graduate of California State University, Monterey Bay. Ensign Lejeune. Ensign Lejeune has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Lejeune is a graduate of the University of Tennessee. Ensign Lejeune is a distinguished naval graduate. Ensign Lundberg. Ensign Lundberg has been designated a Naval Intelligence Officer and will be assigned to the Naval Intelligence Officer Basic Course in Dam Neck, Virginia. Ensign Lundberg is a graduate of the University of Evansville. Ensign Marbury. Ensign Marbury has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Bulkley, DDG 84, in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Marbury is a graduate of Texas A&M University, Central Texas. Ensign Martinek. Ensign Martinek has been designated a Naval Intelligence Officer and will be assigned to Naval Intelligence Officer Basic Course in Dam Neck, Virginia. Ensign Martinek is a graduate of George Washington University. Ensign Mason. Ensign Mason has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Russell, DDG 59, in San Diego, California. Ensign Mason is a graduate of the University of North Florida. Ensign McLaughlin. Ensign McLaughlin has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Sampson, DDG 102, in Everett, Washington. Ensign McLaughlin is a graduate of the University of Illinois. Ensign Miller. Ensign Miller has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Miller is a graduate of the University of Utah. Ensign Moran. Ensign Moran has been designated a Supply Corps Officer and will be assigned to Naval Supply Corps School in Newport, Rhode Island. Ensign Moran is a graduate of Florida Polytechnic University. Ensign Mulkierans. Ensign Mulkierans has been designated a surface warfare officer and will be assigned to USS Laboon, DDG 58 in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Mulkierans is a graduate of the University of New Mexico. Ensign Wynn Allen. Ensign Wynn has been designated a student naval aviator and will be assigned to aviation pre-flight indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Wynn is a graduate of the University of California, Riverside. Ensign Wynn is a distinguished naval graduate. Ensign Wynn Andrew. Ensign Wynn has been designated a surface warfare officer and will be assigned to USS Sterett, DDG 104 in San Diego, California. Ensign Wynn is a graduate of Texas A&M University. Ensign Noonemaker. Ensign Noonemaker has been designated a surface warfare officer and will be assigned to USS Bunker Hill, CG 52 in San Diego, California. Ensign Noonemaker is a graduate of Eastern Kentucky University. Ensign Nerding. Ensign Nerding has been designated a student naval flight officer and will be assigned to aviation pre-flight indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Nerding is a graduate of Oregon State University. Ensign O'Rourke. Ensign O'Rourke has been designated a student naval aviator and will be assigned to aviation pre-flight indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign O'Rourke is a graduate of Baylor University. Ensign Peace. Ensign Peace has been designated a Supply Corps officer and will be assigned to Naval Supply Corps School in Newport, Rhode Island. Ensign Peace is a graduate of the College of Charleston. Ensign Perea. Ensign Perea has been designated a Civil Engineer Corps officer and will be assigned to Civil Engineer Corps Officer School in Port Hueneme, California. Ensign Perea is a graduate of the University of Notre Dame. Ensign Phillips. Ensign Phillips has been designated a student naval aviator and will be assigned to aviation pre-flight indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Phillips is a graduate of the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Ensign Ponzi. Ensign Ponzi has been designated a nuclear surface warfare officer and will be assigned to USS Mitcher, DDG 57 in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Ponzi is a graduate of Clarkson University. Ensign Ponzi is a distinguished naval graduate. Ensign Rep Logal. Ensign Rep Logal has been designated a surface warfare officer and will be assigned to USS Tripoli, LHA 7 in Pascagoula, Mississippi. Ensign Rep Logal is a graduate of Columbia International University. Ensign Richards. Ensign Richards has been designated a student naval aviator and will be assigned to aviation pre-flight indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Richards is a graduate of Southeastern Oklahoma State University. Ensign Sarma. Ensign Sarma has been designated a Naval Intelligence Officer and will be assigned to Naval Intelligence Officer Basic Course in Dam Neck, Virginia. Ensign Sarma is a graduate of Michigan State University. Ensign Siemens. Ensign Siemens has been designated a surface warfare officer and will be assigned to USS Shoup, DDG 86 in San Diego, California. Ensign Siemens is a graduate of California State University, Fresno. Ensign Tassopoulos. Ensign Tassopoulos has been designated a surface warfare officer and will be assigned to USS Chaffee, DDG 90 in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Ensign Tassopoulos is a graduate of the University of Virginia. Ensign Thompson. Ensign Thompson has been designated a Naval Intelligence Officer and will be assigned to Naval Intelligence Officer Basic Course in Dam Neck, Virginia. Ensign Thompson is a graduate of the University of Maryland. Ensign Thompson is a distinguished naval graduate. Ensign Warman. Ensign Warman has been designated a surface warfare officer and will be assigned to USS Lake Champlain, CG 57 in San Diego, California. Ensign Warman is a graduate of Colorado State University, Pueblo. Ensign Wickens. Ensign Wickens has been designated a nuclear submarine officer and will be assigned to Nuclear Power School in Charleston, South Carolina. Ensign Wickens is a graduate of Wayne State University.
Ensign D'Italia. Ensign Natalia has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Michael Monsoor, DDG 1001 in San Diego, California. Ensign Natalia is a graduate of Eastern Kentucky University. Ensign Natalia is a distinguished naval graduate. Ensign Carpenter. Ensign Carpenter has been designated an Aerospace Maintenance Duty Officer and will be reporting to VAW 123 in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Carpenter is a graduate of the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Ensign Tracy. Ensign Tracy has been designated a Student Naval Flight Officer and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Tracy is a graduate of the College of Idaho. Ensign Birdsong. Ensign Birdsong has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Spruance, DDG 111 in San Diego, California. Ensign Birdsong is a graduate of the University of Colorado, Boulder. Ensign Lahudis. Ensign Lahudis has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Lahudis is a graduate of the University of Washington. Ensign Murphy. Ensign Murphy has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Murphy is a graduate of Vanderbilt University. Ensign Davidson. Ensign Davidson has been designated a Student Naval Flight Officer and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Davidson is a graduate of Shepherd University. Ensign Faith. Ensign Faith has been designated a Supply Corps Officer and will be assigned to Naval Supply Corps School in Newport, Rhode Island. Ensign Faith is a graduate of the University of Central Florida. Ensign Smith. Ensign Smith has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Smith is a graduate of Texas A&M University. Ensign Sorrow. Ensign Sorrow has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Sorrow is a graduate of Norwich University. Ensign Egbers. Ensign Egbers has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Bonhomme Richard, LHD 6 in San Diego, California. Ensign Egbers is a graduate of University of Washington. Ensign Fleming. Ensign Fleming has been designated a Supply Corps Officer and will be assigned to Naval Supply Corps School in Newport, Rhode Island. Ensign Fleming is a graduate of Delta State University. Ensign Garfola. Ensign Garfola has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Pearl Harbor, LSD 52 in San Diego, California. Ensign Garfola is a graduate of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Ensign Goins. Ensign Goins has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Cowpens, CG 63 in San Diego, California. Ensign Goins is a graduate of University of California, Riverside. Ensign Graham. Ensign Graham has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Curtis Wilbur, DDG 54 in Yokosuka, Japan. Ensign Graham is a graduate of Harvard University. Ensign Graham is a distinguished naval graduate. Ensign Haas. Ensign Haas has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Howard, DDG 83 in San Diego, California. Ensign Haas is a graduate of the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Ensign Halog. Ensign Halog has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Macon Island, LHD 8 in San Diego, California. Ensign Halog is a graduate of the University of California, Santa Cruz. Ensign Harnsberger. Ensign Harnsberger has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Harnsberger is a graduate of the University of California, Los Angeles. Ensign Jackson. Ensign Jackson has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Jackson is a graduate of Auburn University. Ensign Jackson is a distinguished naval graduate. Ensign James. Ensign James has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Gunston Hall, LSD 44 in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign James is a graduate of the University of South Carolina. Ensign Jameson. Ensign Jameson has been designated a Supply Corps Officer and will be assigned to Naval Supply Corps School in Newport, Rhode Island. Ensign Jameson is a graduate of the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Ensign Kamlani. Ensign Kamlani has been designated a Naval Intelligence Officer and will be assigned to the Naval Intelligence Officer Basic Course in Dam Neck, Virginia. Ensign Kamlani is a graduate of Vassar College. Ensign Klepfer. Ensign Klepfer has been designated a Nuclear Submarine Officer and will be assigned to Nuclear Power School in Charleston, South Carolina. Ensign Klepfer is a graduate of George Washington University. Ensign Lewis. Ensign Lewis has been designated a Naval Intelligence Officer and will be assigned to the Naval Intelligence Officer Basic Course in Dam Neck, Virginia. Ensign Lewis is a graduate of Northeastern University. Ensign Mascaro. Ensign Mascaro has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Mascaro is a graduate of Arizona State University. Ensign Metzger. Ensign Metzger has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Metzger is a graduate of Towson University. Ensign Metzger is a Distinguished Naval Graduate. Ensign Mosen. Ensign Mosen has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Mosen is a graduate of Binghamton University. Ensign Odom. Ensign Odom has been designated a Student Naval Flight Officer and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Odom is a graduate of Texas A&M University. Ensign Peglau. Ensign Peglau has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Higgins, DDG 76 in San Diego, California. Ensign Peglau is a graduate of Sewanee University of the South. Ensign Pellicero. Ensign Pellicero has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Pellicero is a graduate of the University of California at Riverside. Ensign Phillips. Ensign Phillips has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Phillips is a graduate of Southern Illinois University. Ensign Ponder. Ensign Ponder has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Mesa Verde, LPD-19 in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Ponder is a graduate of Southern New Hampshire University. Ensign Reynolds. Ensign Reynolds has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Cole, DDG 67 in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Reynolds is a graduate of the University of Incarnate Word. Ensign Richards. Ensign Richards has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Curtis Wilbur, DDG 54 in Yokosuka, Japan. Ensign Richards is a graduate of the University of Nevada. Ensign Robles. Ensign Robles has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Robles is a graduate of Columbia College. Ensign Rossiter. Ensign Rossiter has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Rossiter is a graduate of the University of Rochester. Ensign Salois. Ensign Salois has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Salois is a graduate of St. Michael's College. Ensign Schmidt. Ensign Schmidt has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Schmidt is a graduate of the Colorado School of Mines. Ensign Sodano. Ensign Sodano has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Peralta, DDG 115 in San Diego, California. Ensign Sodano is a graduate of Central Connecticut State University. Ensign Strait. Ensign Strait has been designated a Student Naval Flight Officer and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Strait is a graduate of the University of Maryland. Ensign Street. Ensign Street has been designated a Naval Information Professional and will be assigned to the Information Warfare Training Command in Dam Neck, Virginia. Ensign Street is a graduate of National University. Ensign Sullivan. Ensign Sullivan has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to USS Gettysburg, CG 64 in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Sullivan is a graduate of Drexel University. Ensign Suma. Ensign Suma has been designated a Student Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Suma is a graduate of Arizona State University. Ensign Tate. Ensign Tate has been designated a student naval aviator and will be assigned to aviation pre-flight indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Tate is a graduate of the University of Georgia. Ensign Thompson. Ensign Thompson has been designated a Supply Corps officer and will be assigned to Naval Supply Corps School in Newport, Rhode Island. Ensign Thompson is a graduate of Grove City College. Ensign Van Gorder. Ensign Van Gorder has been designated a surface warfare officer and will be assigned to USS Jason Dunham, DDG 109 in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Van Gorder is a graduate of Arizona State University. Ensign Vital. Ensign Vital has been designated a surface warfare officer and will be assigned to USS Philippine Sea, CG 58 in Mayport, Florida. Ensign Vital is a graduate of American Public University. Ensign Vital is a distinguished naval graduate. Ensign Walker. Ensign Walker has been designated a surface warfare officer and will be assigned to USS Green Bay, LPD 20 in Sasebo, Japan. Ensign Walker is a graduate of Baylor University. Ensign Weber. Ensign Weber has been designated a student naval aviator and will be assigned to aviation pre-flight indoctrination in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Weber is a graduate of the University of San Diego. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the service songs and the final dismissal. Please remain in your places until after the graduating class has taken their class photo. On behalf of the Commanding Officer, Officer Training Command, thank you for attending today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the graduation ceremony. Thank you. Thank you. Last
Okay, sweet. Thank you.